Selena Gomez appears to have hibernated for the winter and just emerged to learn that Trump became president and he's going to deport a lot of people. The Mexican-American singer and actress posted a highly emotional video reacting to this news online.
I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
Obviously, that is cringe for more reasons than one. Selena seems to be falling into this trap that many other people are falling into, where they are assuming that all of the illegal immigrants here are Mexicans, which is just simply not the case. There are plenty of illegal immigrants from all over the world that are here. And there are also many, many, many Mexican Americans who are here legally. So I think it might be harmful to push that narrative for the Mexican Americans here who have done nothing wrong. Fortunately for all of us, this video did not stay up for long. She deleted it on her Instagram shortly after she posted it and then wrote a story that said apparently it's not okay to show empathy for people. As you know, if you followed me for long, I'm a very pro-immigration person and I don't largely agree with Trump's plan for mass deportations. But in 2025, I think we need to acknowledge that this kind of advocacy is performative, unhinged, and deeply unhelpful. Hey guys, I'm Hannah Cox. Welcome to my channel where I bring you my politically homeless takes on politics and culture. If you're politically homeless too, I would love it if you would join my digital tent city I'm building here and subscribe to my channel. Also, make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my episodes. Trump has been president for just over a week, but it appears that he learned a lot from his last go around and came in ready to clean house, which I predicted it would be like this. What most Americans don't understand, and most Democrats would certainly never concede, is that during his first administration, a lot of Republicans did significant work to thwart his worst impulses behind the scenes and to stop a good portion of his agenda. Obviously, that didn't sit very well with Trump. So this time he has come in with a stacked staff of loyalists who are ready to do his bidding. And at the top of that bidding list was clamping down on illegal immigration, which admittedly was allowed to go completely haywire during the Biden administration.
The border was not Biden's finest moment, frankly. You can see what happened here. And Trump is not wrong when he talks about how border crossings were quite low. They were running about 74,000 a month when he left office. And they, in fact, did shoot up. Some of it was some things Biden said and some ways that they put a moratorium, for example, on deportations. But in fact, we did get up here almost to 300,000 a month.
Since taking office, Trump has carried out 21 executive actions already to overhaul the U.S. immigration system. And yes, we are seeing actual action on those orders as we speak.
All right, breaking news. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem is actually right here in New York City at this hour where ICE raids are underway with a dangerous suspect already taken off the streets.
Griff Jenkins has the breaking details on the sanctuary, the operation in this sanctuary city right here in New York. Griff.
Good morning, guys. The crackdown in the Big Apple is underway, expected to last all week long. The cartels are undoubtedly starting to feel the heat of the new Trump administration. In fact, we're just learning moments ago, and we can take a look again at Kristi Noem, Secretary Noem's video you see here in New York City, that from overnight, making lots of arrests. Noem adding to her tweet about this, saying, quote, "Dirt bags like this will continue to be removed from our streets," but we're learning that already they have rescued a Dominican national with an Interpol red notice that he is wanted for a double homicide in his country. We'll continue to see more of these sort of things. Now, this comes after ICE already elsewhere outside of New York have made nearly 1,200 arrests and lodged another 850 ICE detainers. And it comes as the numbers at the border are plummeting. Border Patrol sources telling Fox they've encountered 582 illegal crossings on Sunday. That number is unbelievable. Not a single sector recorded over 200. That's something neither Bill Malhusian nor I have ever seen happen in over a decade of covering the border.
Even as a very pro-immigration person, I have had to concede some ground on this issue. I do understand why so many Americans are pissed right now. Having no vetting at the border, allowing people who are criminals to come into our country and hurt citizens, giving tons of freebies to people who come here illegally while citizens suffered under Biden's horrific economic agenda over the past 4 years and had to also foot the bill for all of this. Unacceptable, inexcusable. So I must admit that while I don't like the idea of mass deportations, and I think that there are going to be many harmful effects because of them, I find myself feeling somewhat unfazed by the current Trump agenda. I guess because it was predictable. Like, this is what we knew he would do if he won. And so since he did, I would think that people would be making preparations accordingly. Like, if you were living here illegally in this country, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and start making some plans to go back where you came from and try to do things the legal way. Obviously, it's very unfortunate that some families could be separated during this process. I also think that it's counterintuitive what they're doing. I think it's a huge waste of resources to predominantly target people that they're having to raid workplaces to find. Like, these people are working. They aren't actually doing anything criminal other than being here illegally, which I would argue is a highly nonviolent crime. So should we be spending our resources going in and snatching grandma out of a factory? I personally would say no.
That's f***ed up. She's heading to work and they're taking her, and she has family over here. That's scandalous, bro. I can't believe this shit's really happening. That's sad. You guys are scandalous, man. What is she doing? Heading to work? What is she bothering you guys? Is she doing something dangerous? How about you guys go get the prostitution off the street on hold?
But it seems, based on the election results, that I am in the minority in this country right now, and I have had to accept that. And while my views on this subject matter are somewhat nuanced, I have to say that the overwhelming narrative I am seeing online is not. Most people are very, very in support of what Trump is doing right now. And so needless to say, Selena's video did not strike a chord with most Americans.
Selena Gomez is 1,000% that girl that would post a picture of her crying on her Snapchat story that says, "Don't hit me up." And of course, people got mad at that ridiculous post, so she deleted it and then posted this. Apparently, it's not okay to show empathy for people. How is posting yourself crying on your Instagram story showing empathy for someone? I guarantee 20 seconds after this was taken, she walked across the heated floors in her bathroom to wash off her face, and then she screamed out to her maid to make her avocado on toast because she doesn't know what to do. This girl's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. If she feels so bad that she needs to publicly cry about it, why not financially help the people that need it? Her people. What's an Instagram story showing empathy gonna do for people? You think Trump's gonna see your Instagram story and be like, "Oh, you know what? She's right. I'll just overturn it now."
This is so performative. Like, really think about it. She's in front of the camera, crying, wiping her tears, talking about it. I mean, she's putting on a show. Could it be genuine? Sure. Do I think it is? No. I think it was more performative than it was genuine. Do I think she cares? Yeah, somewhat, but not to the level that she's on the screen bawling and can't even talk. It just seems like a, hey, left, look at me. I'm good. I'm doing this. I'm crying. I'm empathetic. I'm on your side. That's all terrible. Yada, yada, yada. That's how it comes across. Like, she actively had to choose to record herself while crying and continue to do so, then stop the recording, right? And then at the very minimum, if she didn't watch it, right, just hit post. Likely she watched it, looked at it, and then hit post. It just comes across as extremely fake, like even forced. But hey, some people like that, I guess.
Can we all just agree in 2025 that crying online is really never the solution? Like, I don't care what the problem is. I promise you that crying online, recording yourself in a video crying online should probably be like action item number 10 on your agenda for dealing with that problem at the very most. But I'm curious, guys, am I in the minority on this too? Have you ever changed your mind on an issue because somebody came online and cried, particularly a celebrity? Let me know in the comments. I very much want to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button while you're there. I'm going to guess, based on the negative feedback she was getting from her own audience in real time, so much so that she deleted the video, that I'm not in the minority here. People were saying that Selena's a disconnected celebrity, that she doesn't have to live with the economic or criminal consequences of these people being here. They were saying, where are your tears for the victims of illegal immigrants? I saw a lot of people talking about Laken Riley. Other people were saying that what she was doing was performative and attention seeking. And honestly, it's hard to disagree with any of that. I'm going to give a little bit of advice to people on the left right now, because typically that is the people I see doing things like this. Making emotional cases on subjects like this is never really all that helpful, because both sides are pretty entrenched in their own emotional arguments for or against it. You haven't bothered to take the time to talk to people on the other side of the aisle who you disagree with. And the left has been increasingly vocal about this, about not even having friendships or having no relationships with people who support Trump. They've been very, very diligent about completely isolating themselves and putting themselves in echo chambers. And so because of that, you probably are deeply unaware of the emotional arguments against immigration coming from the right. But if you were to actually be quiet for a minute and listen to other people speak, you would hear a lot of emotional arguments on their side too. People who are afraid of being able to have a job. They are afraid for the future their kids are inheriting. They are concerned about the economy. They are concerned about crime from illegal immigrants. And I'm not saying that they are valid in all of these emotions. As I've already mentioned, I am more pro-immigration, and I think the facts actually work against most of their points. But you have to acknowledge that both camps are pretty emotional right now. So you coming in and crying and saying, where is your empathy? Where's your sympathy for these people? Is not going to land for people that you are not showing empathy to in the first place. I think Selena's meltdown traces back to the fact that a lot of famous people have this perception that since they have a platform and an audience, they need to use it to help. But because they themselves live in very dense information bubbles, and because they don't do the real work to understand the nuances of the issues, they usually do more harm than good, which I think Selena's video did. They end up coming across very obtuse and preachy, and I have never once seen that working to move the needle in politics. If Selena truly did want to take meaningful actions to help people who are illegal immigrants in this situation, there are a ton of actions that she could have been taking all along. This woman has immense resources. And not only does she have immense resources, she has a network of people that have untold amounts of money. Like, do you know what I could do politically if I had her money? Do you know what I could achieve? It's insane. She could be funding legal defenses for these people who are seeking asylums or visas or fighting deportation. She could be funding the legal organizations that literally spend their every waking moment doing that. She could be supporting initiatives that are providing food or housing or essentials for immigrant families via charity versus asking taxpayers to pick up the tab. She could sponsor refugees who are trying to escape danger, or she could back center-right efforts of people like me to counter anti-immigrant forces and expand legal entry pathways. But the reason you don't actually see celebrities typically getting involved politically in ways that truly are helpful and move things in a positive direction is because they don't want to do the work of understanding the system, the work that is often behind the scenes and thankless, the work that is typically not in the spotlight, or the work of supporting the people who are experts in this field at getting things done, none of which is typically appealing to them because it's not public facing work. It doesn't get them the pat on the back that they're looking for. The one exception to this has actually been Kim Kardashian, who I have been so supportive of as she has worked to understand the criminal justice system, learn the law, and truly fight for people who have been wronged by that system in ways that have been really very, very impactful, not only with her ability to increase education around these subjects and to advocate for people in a public way that is compelling, but also in her ability to leverage her network to actually influence important people to take concrete political actions that equal real change. So if any celebrities are trying to make a difference, they really should take a page out of Kim's book. All Selena did, in contrast, is further push the notion that there are a lot of people who refuse to understand what's happening in the day-to-day lives of Americans on the ground, to take time to understand why they feel the way they do about certain public policies, and instead continue to just label charges of being racist or not having empathy or being a bigot at them. And I promise you, after a lot of time working around these kinds of populations, all that's going to do is make them dig their heels in further. But again, guys, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I really want to see what you think about this one. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and also head over to places like Twitter and TikTok if you want even more content from me.